You don't have to be a fan to understand this video. Look at my comments, you'll see half the people watching want to fight. Fans say they want the old sound because fans don't progress. It's unsettling to see someone you relate to become unrelatable. The person you once connected to on an emotional level is on different waves, and instead of allowing growth to happen, you're like the empty nest parents who regret letting their kid leave. This happens to the best bands, pour one out for the Strokes and Radiohead, but the most annoying examples are with mumble rappers like Cardi and Uzi because fans are yelling them to go back to their 2017 sound like that wasn't 4 years ago. You don't miss the old sound, you just peaked in high school. Bum. You're nostalgic for a sound because you're stuck in the past, not because it's worse. But no one ever says this because you're not supposed to insult your lame ass fan. Go back, but you've had the same anime profile picture since the Obama years. Who's really at fault here? I guess my relatability is shifting away from the core audience because I'm starting to find financial security and a clear direction. That clear direction being absolutely nowhere, I just do whatever I want every day. But I can't be the same angry kid in his mom's house forever just because you are. The most relatable content to YouTube viewers that would actually sit down and listen to an average dude talk for 10 minutes is motivational videos. You wanna watch videos that validate your loneliness and procrastination. I used to like this dude Matt Diavella's videos, but he figured that shit out, so he's been talking about cold showers and coffee for 3 years now. It gets old, but it works. The audience will never run out. The truth is, motivational videos are lame as hell. Except when you're really down bad, Joe Rogan calling you a bitch over the Inception soundtrack is bars, but at any other point, it's hilarious. And look, now I'm talking and it's not matching up with my voice. Isn't that blah, blah, blah? Actually, you wanna hear every motivational video condenses to 2 seconds so you never have to click on one again? Just do it! That's it. Now fuck off. They even call me materialistic now as if it's this dirty word. Listen, you can't just drop acid and talk about life under the stars forever, and you gotta get your money up at some point. And this was a recent revelation for me because I really thought I could just look at the ocean and talk about deep stuff forever, but this YouTuber fandom showed me how YouTube is a hustle like anything else. I used to take this weird pride from not making any money like I was morally superior for being broke and mad. The world was obsessed with money and I was just gonna talk about real shit. Real shit is providing for your family and having financial freedom. Sorry, deep white guys looking off into the distance to show mid jawline. I understand where you're coming from because I also grew up middle class. Suburban middle class kids don't know the feeling of being at the fucking bottom. Anyone who is at the bottom wants nothing more than to be at the top. The middle wants to be praised for being unique. You're not unique. You're a New York 4 and your hands look weird in photos. If you're middle class, just take acid and listen to Pink Floyd, but stop trying to learn the meaning of life. Everything is a hustle.
Everything's a hustle.
See what I gotta do? Anything that makes you feel good is making somebody rich. Motivational speakers get rich telling you how to get rich. The truth is, all the questions you want answered are within you. Nothing is that complicated, and life is simple once you learn how to ignore the distractions. I really think I'm growing and becoming the person I want to be, even though my fans and my parents think I'm getting dumber. I am dumber, but I'm a lot happier. I'm not thinking as introspectively and questioning reality all the time like I was at 16. I spend way more time now with the simple pleasures, drugs, women, shiny shit. Back then I was having an existential crisis every week, but you always come out with the same answer. And even though people may think you're really deep and smart, you're just making yourself depressed. Because the reality of the world is covered in evil, and anyone who spends too much time trying to uncover it and tell people is miserable. The Almonte Films was one of my favorite YouTubers for doing this, but now they're battling demons instead of balling in a mansion like they should be. Hemingway killed himself, Kurt Cobain, Bourdain, Camus from a car, Patrice from a donut. What I'm trying to say is, truth tellers have fans that love them, but they live unhappy, incomplete lives. I figured this out way too young because now I self-sabotage on a weekly basis because it's funny. I'll impulsively destroy whole relationships to keep myself grounded or whatever. They say it's a symptom of ADHD, but who cares? Everything about me is ADHD. I'm getting off topic. Let me get to my last point before you get bored. I've really learned the value of speaking from experience. That's the best advice for anyone who wants to create for a living. Speak from experience and you never have to write shit. That's why the best artists came from a humbling past. Pain unfortunately gives you the tools to fully express yourself. The fans subconsciously connect with authenticity. That's how you get the phrase, what is real will prosper. Hip hop is at this weird point where rich people stay street to have music material. Lil Durk, for example, is at the top of the rap game right now, even though he's been rapping since 2010 because of all the death and controversy surrounding his name. He's been rich and successful for mad long, but now he's the voice of the streets even as a multi-millionaire. It's a paradox how you find more success by avoiding it. But what would art be without pain? What do you speak about without any experience? Patrice O'Neal has been dead 10 years and still remains the best stand-up comedian ever. It's probably partially because we romanticize dead people, but at the same time, an artist who puts his art before his life can't compare to anyone. Patrice had diabetes his whole life, and instead of treating it, he accepted mortality and put that pain in his jokes. On stage, he truly did not give a fuck about anything. You can't teach that. It comes from years of being the fattest guy in the room, going to jail for a crime he didn't commit, borderline pimping women just using his voice. Patrice was speaking from experience. It made him hilarious, but also righteous. which is rare in comedy, and I doubt he ever wrote a punchline. He found a way to make the most uncomfortable truths funny. I believe he would be the biggest comedian alive today if circumstances were different. His managers, his girlfriend, his friends all say that, and I want to agree, but I think facing mortality made him funnier. They say he'd have the biggest podcast today, and maybe, but then you have to imagine a Patrice that did give a fuck. Watch Elephant in the Room. I'm not gonna put clips in this video, won't do it justice, but that was a special that came out the year he passed. He was never rich, he was never really famous. Every comic says he would have been if he wasn't so self-sabotaging. Yo. What?
Is there a point to this video?
Eat a dick.
The title is Fake It Till You Make It, and you've not said one word about it.
Yeah, I recorded a commentary, but it sounded corny.
No, it didn't.
Not trying to brag, but the #1 requested video I get is people asking, how do I be confident? The answer is the title. If you're not confident, you gotta fake it till you make it, pussy.
Alright, it's not aggressively corny.
Eat a dick.
But I might listen to that. Then, alright, then what are you gonna do with all the footage that you shot?
Which footage?
The rest of the ice cream truck bullshit. See, what does that have anything to do with fake it till you make it?
Well, you could think of it as like I'm faking out the viewers' expectations.
Haha, got him.
Got him.
Guess you could say I faked it till I made it.
My God, this is corny. This is corny overall. This is corny.
Dude, you know you can't post this, right?
Yeah, I know.
Come on. There's no substance here. Doesn't make people
Alright,
think.
fine.
It's barely even funny.
It's gone.
Barely.
Fine.
For real, what does fake it till you make it actually mean to you?
It means I've been faking it my whole life. It means that even though you might not be confident, you might not always feel good about yourself, maybe you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about half the time, pretend like you do. Everybody is faking it on a day-to-day basis. People always ask about my confidence because it's documented pretty well on my channel. I went from,
if you don't stare at my pimple the whole time, I know it's very distracting, and now that I mentioned my pimple, you're gonna stare at it the whole time,
to being known for saying whatever the fuck I want. My confidence is my persona. No. The trick is simple. Just imagine you're Bruce Lee, or James Bond, or Kill Bill. Whatever fictional character you admire, walk around like that's who you are. Batman isn't wondering where to put his hands when he's standing still at a party, boys. And that morning when I slipped on my light up Skechers, I wasn't just a year-old, but I was Bruce fucking Lee. I was gonna 1-inch punch the next bully me. Of course I got my ass kicked, but I learned a valuable lesson. Act the way you want to be. And after a while, you'll forget that you're pretending.
Are you a good person?
Yes, I would say so.
Who are you better than?
You? Because I'm an empath and I have crystals. TikTok. I saw you on TikTok.
How much do you go on TikTok?
Every single night.
Do you see a lot of people calling themselves empaths?
Yeah, I think I'm an empath. Like, I think that you're sensitive to people and you just kind of feel like people's energies and auras. You're not an empath?
I mean, I feel empathy, but I wouldn't call myself an empath.
Maybe I'm more sensitive. 'Cause I'm really super spiritual recently.
Crystals and astrology and stuff?
Absolutely.
What's this one?
Hematite.
What happens if I hold this? Like, what I get energy?
Yeah, but you shouldn't touch them because...
Shit, why?
Because now your energy's in my crystal, but it's fine. I'll cleanse it later. It's not a big
Wait, you cleanse my energy? What if I have good energy? Do you think he's a good man?
Well, he's my little brother, so I think everything he does is pretty great, but he just has great character, integrity, he's a hard worker.
Is she a good woman?
For sure. I have her as an older sister. I really see all her motherly qualities, like loving, caring, so supportive. I could keep going, but like,
What do you think about the fact that she said a lot of masculine qualities and you said a lot of feminine qualities? You immediately said motherly, supportive, and she said hardworking, providing. What does that make you think?
it's just the way we grew up. You know, I was the one to really take out the trash. She was the one to like do the laundry. That's the first thing that comes to mind, you know.
Yeah. When you grow up a certain way, like it's just how things are to you. Then when you get older and you like experience more of the world, it's like you realize that view is not solid all the time. It's not the only way to think.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking psychologist. You're out to prove a point that empaths don't exist, and then taking every single one of our answers and twisting it to like.
I'm not twisting it. I'm
You
trying to.
absolutely are. I'm not like going out there being like, oh my God, let me put empath in my Twitter bio. I'm just like, you asked me if I consider myself an empath,
And I'm trying to figure out why.
and I do because I know that I'm a strongly empathetic person.
Because you're more empathetic than most people.
I don't know. Maybe everybody is this empathetic. Maybe everybody is an empath. Sure.
Then why call yourself that?
I don't know.
It's a really good question.
Very good question.
Wow, you're really bringing up some moral quandaries. This is a good question.
Who's better, men or women?
They, thems, non-binary people.
You're non-binary too?
I'm edging on non-binary. I don't enforce my pronouns on anybody, but like I guess I'm like a soft she/they. I don't know.
Soft she/they.
Soft she/they.
What does that mean?
It means I don't totally identify as a woman. I guess I don't really.
You're a guy sometimes?
Everyone kind of experiences gender on a spectrum. You know what I mean? Some days I'm feeling very effeminate, like today I'm feeling quite effeminate. Yeah.
But you don't put it in your bio because you're that soft about the she/they.
There's a she/they in my bio.
Oh, that's not soft at all. That's a commitment.
Is it though?
No. Don't say that's a soft. No.
I still feel like that's pretty soft.
In the bio?
I feel like a lot of people who are like, oh my God, I'm an empath. It's like you just have human emotion and you just aren't. They see someone crying and they're like, I think that person's sad. I'm an empath. I would know. I don't know. It's like, oh, my mom just died. Oh, I sense you're sad. I'm an empath, so I get it.
Why do people even think that's different? Isn't that the most standard human thing ever?
People like to be cool and quirky, and they can label that as cool and quirky.
What do you think about the fact that empathy's become quirky?
If empathy is quirky, then I think everyone on Earth should be quirky and have basic human empathy.
And if everybody's quirky, nobody's quirky.
It's the quirky paradox, man, you know?
I can see you being a she/they.
Why?
It's all the jewelry.
No, it's the jewelry.
The piercings.
It's not that you look like a they, but you look like you could be a she/they.
Insult or compliment?
It's all right. I mean,
It's nothing.
it is what it. I'm just saying, just being honest.
Okay. Is it the eyeliner?
That's who. It's everything.
Oh, it's the
Yeah. Do you have crystals?
Okay. Do I have crystals? I don't use them.
Or what they call like pick-me's, you know, like girls who are like, oh, I don't like pink, like, oh, girl stuff's wrong. Oh, I would drink beer with the boys, cause
I'm not like other girls.
yeah, like that kind of thing.
Shouldn't people realize that trying not to be mainstream is mainstream? That like calling yourself an empath to not be normal is literally one of the most basic ass things you could do. Like
Gym crystal ladies will cry when watching a movie and be like, I feel emotion deeper than anyone that has ever existed at any time period ever.
why don't you have crystals?
I do actually, yeah.
Why are you making fun of gem crystal girls if you are one?
Because I feel like you can only make fun of something you understand.
How often does she use her crystals?
I don't use
I've
my
never
crystals.
seen her use crystals.
I don't know how to use
You
crystals.
have them though.
I have them, but I don't know what to do with them.
You're the rocks. How do you use them?
In my house.
Why?
Because I was given them.
Crystal bitches.
Crystals. Nah.
So how do you identify yourself? Because like a lot of people use these things to like have an identity, empath, she/they, crystals. Like it's like this is me. What makes you you?
Drugs.
No, don't say that.
And it's like with those thoughts you have in your head about like people like ugh, and we don't really say it because you don't want to hurt feelings. But like who's the meh? Like come on, I'm saving animals. I got crystals.
Like, do you want me to be like really honest? Dominican men.
Why they're cheaters?
Yes. Liars, cheaters, they ain't shit.
Are you Dominican?
No,
Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
Why are you interacting with them?
because I like toxic people, apparently.
So you are a good person, but you like dating people who are bad.
Apparently, yeah. According to my dating history.
You've clearly dated a Dominican man for over 8 months.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
That's a lot of mistakes.
I was dickmatized. What are you gonna do?
When you wear a nice outfit and it's tailored properly, you know, you sit on the train, bitches break their neck, females, break their neck to sit next to you even if the train is empty. But you look like a hobo, a little dirt bag, you know what I'm saying? It could be one seat and they'd rather stand the fuck up.
Like, if I want to date with you, am I going to get one? If I want to date with you, am I going to get one? See, that's something that I want. I'm going to go for it.
You're gonna get what?
A date with you.
You wanna go on a date?
Does that go over your head?
Why you dress so fancy?
Because I like to dress. Dominican and Cuban.
What do you think about Dominican men?
No.
What's wrong?
Like, no, they're out of here. Like, they're trash. No. I don't know.
They're trash, why?
I feel like they have emotional, they depend on like women too much. I don't know. I don't like them.
You've dated a couple Dominican men.
No.
So where's the hurt come from?
My dad. No, but I love him.
You see a lot of people you go to school with that get stuck in trying to be a good person too much?
It's hard to like be perfect. Like they're chasing this, like I have to do this, and that pressure. Imposter syndrome is so real. Like every day I'm like, I shouldn't be here. I don't know what I'm doing. You gotta fake it till you make it.
I feel like it's like a basic human desire to like categorize ourselves, you know? We want to call ourselves like Geminis and Scorpios and Libras and all this bullshit. So I mean,
you're saying it's a bullshit way to classify and identify yourself? Like Gemini and
said that.
She literally just said that.
no, I'm saying it's like
Literally just said that.
I'm not crazy. It gives a sense of community. It gives a sense of
Validates.
it's validating, you know? So, you know, we don't want to take that away from people either. That makes sense?
Empath. Did you look it up yet?
Let's look it up.
Did you look it up? Okay.
I actually didn't, so this is good research.
No, we got to look this up, man, because some people don't have compassion. Somebody look at you and say, hey, suck it up, you know, and that's how they.
That is a form of compassion in a way.
It's a tough love.
That's male compassion.
There you go. Male compassion?
That's what we need to hear. We don't need someone, like, if we're crying, what we need is not someone to cry with us. What we need is a guy to be like, suck it up.
But here's the thing. If you're crying, why should I tell you to stop?
Let him cry it out, and then tell him to stop.
Okay, well, cry it out then.
Empaths would see someone crying and then cry next to them. But men, like, it's like, all right, we see you, but like, bro, keep your head up. Wipe your tears.
I don't know everything, but I know a little bit about everything. Get a nice little truck, grab a couple of, you know, I'm gonna say foreigners. Grab a couple of them guys. You just sit back, smoke weed in your car, let them do the work.
I actually worked in a court for 4 years, and I really enjoyed my work because I got to do a lot of my own like fulfilling things.
You worked in the court?
Yeah, I worked in a court. I was a bailiff for family court, so I would prepare. Yes, I would prepare kids for like court and like their family cases and stuff like that.
Most fucked up kid you saw?
I'm not supposed to tell you, but like fuck my NDA. Basically, he set off a firework under his ex-girlfriend's car, and her dad found it and got super injured, and so he sued. But yeah, and he sat there and tried to convince the jury that she deserved it, and I was like, and he really was sitting there, and like the jury is like a jury of his peers, like it's teenagers questioning him. They're like, bro, is there anything that you could tell us? And he's like, man, fuck that bitch. I'm like, on the stand and everything. So I wouldn't say that he's like. I mean,
was the jury laughing?
Yeah, actually, and then like one of the questions was like, oh well, why do you think that the girlfriend's dad didn't like you? He's like, because I was piping his daughter.
Coming back from work, yeah.
Long day, right? You gave out a long day of work, sigh.
Squats, you know, flutter kicks. Tired is a state of mind. Pick up my son, go home, eat with my family. You never know, it could go viral.
Who's the best person ever?
Whew. And there's a lot of good people. My personal hero is Giuseppe Garibaldi. You ever heard of him?
I have no idea.
He's an Italian national hero. Against racism before people even knew what racism was, or freed Italy. He unified the country, and then he retired to an island.
Freed Italy from who?
No, he united Italy. 5 different kingdoms.
It's like 500 BC.
No, this was like 120 years ago. He's even got a house where he lived on Staten Island. Married a Latin American woman, too.
Who's the worst person ever?
Oh, gosh. Oh, man, there's a lot. Yeah, I guess you gotta go with Hitler. That's a cliche one, right? And he killed millions of people, so.
Why is he not as bad as like Mao or Stalin?
They're all bad. I mean, Stalin said it, right? You kill one person, it's a tragedy. You kill millions, it's statistics, so.
Thank you.
There's no level.